made over $5,000 using my number one Forex trading strategy, which is kind of like a breakout strategy, which is based off of market manipulation. And it took me over 3 years to come up with this strategy. So with the point it's out now, I'm going to be showing you guys how I caught the trade, where I entered, where I exited the trade, and my thought process behind taking the trade. Alright, so these are the trades. I took GBP USD and USD CHF. So basically 2 trades. You can see here that the first one is $1,000. The second one hit TP also. This is about $1,800. On the second account, so here's the second account. This one also hit TP on both trades. So you can see here, this is GBP USD. This was the trade here that I took sells here, and also on CAD CHF I took buys somewhere down here. So I'm going to be breaking this down for you guys. So let's get into it. So this is the trade here, GBP USD. So I'm going to be going over GBP USD first, and I'm going to go over USD CHF. So what was my thought process? What made me take this trade? You can see here that the trade went down for about 130 pips. This was NFP news, right? That's why it was just so volatile like this. So let me just clear this out first so I can start over. So first of all, if you look at the 4-hour chart on GBP USD, one thing you will notice is to try to identify the trend. But you can see here that the price has just been in a lot of consolidation for about 2 months, right? So from here all the way here is about 2 months. This was December now to like January 31st, right? So they've been in consolidation after this long uptrend. So basically there's no trend direction. If anytime the market is in a chop like this, I usually trade both ways, so I can either take buys or take sells. Anyone they give me, I would take that, because there's no defined trend, right? And basically this is the high of the year. Oh no, this is not the high of the year, this is December, right? So the high I was working off of was this high here, right? So I saw the price from this high here, but the high of the year is actually somewhere here. This is the high of the year, right? But this is the high of about 2 weeks ago, about last week. This was last week's high. So I saw that price went back to this high, right? After this chop that just happened here, price went back to this high. So I was looking for sales at that high, because I usually trade off of the highs of the day, or highs of the week, highs of the month, right? So that's why I'm able to trade consolidations when the market's in chop like this, because I trade off of the highs and lows. I'm trading off of the extreme points, right? These areas like this, I'm not trading anything in the middle. I'm only trading at the highs and the lows, right? So I can't really get stuck in any traps or any consolidation, even if it's consolidating, right? So I was looking at this high. I saw that price came to this high, right? Then I basically went to the 1-hour chart, right? If you go to the 1-hour chart, you can see that price was in an uptrend, right? Price was in an uptrend like this. Then they formed this high here. Then they pulled away from that high, and they never came back to retest this high, right? So they basically did all their business. Then after all that, they came back to this high aggressively with news, probably on Thursday here. I think this was news, right? Then they came back to this high. So when I went to the 15 minutes, I basically drew my box out on the 1-hour chart first. So how I usually draw my box, I draw it from the close of the candle. All right, so you can see where this candle closed here. I usually draw my box from there. So I just drew this box out, extended it to this area, and I saw that price came back to retest this area here. So I was looking for an M formation, a double top, a confirmation to sell this at this area. All right, so when I went to the 15-minute chart, if you look at this, you can see that price was consolidating in here like this. Price was consolidating and then broke out of this consolidation to the upside. All right, so I was looking to reverse this to take this back down, because it came to my zone and it also broke out of this area here. And the way the strategy works, once the market breaks out of this area to the upside, they're going to be looking for sales. If the price breaks to the downside, they're going to be looking for buys, and you look for chart patterns like M and W formations to take it back up or take it back down. All right, so I was looking for an M formation to form here. So they formed the M formation here like this. So if I take off this indicator, all right, so you can basically see the M formation that formed. All right, so this was the consolidation. Price broke to the upside, gave you this M formation. I entered here, right? I entered here.
my stop loss. It actually came close to my stop loss, almost took me out. I think my stop loss was around somewhere here, right? About 18 pips above. All right. So it came close to my TP, to my stop loss. I didn't close it because why would I close it? It has to hit my stop loss or hit my take profit, one of them. All right. So I didn't close it. I left the trade alone. It started to chop. All right. And this usually happens on when you have heavy news. They usually like to like waste a lot of time, then use the news to make their move, right? So they just consolidated inside here and then made their move back down, as I predicted, right? So this was a 130 pip move, about 150 pip move. I was able to catch at least about maybe 30 pips from this. Now, it doesn't matter if I caught the whole move or if I didn't catch the whole move. That doesn't matter to me. All I want is for it to hit my take profit, hit my target, and I'm done for the day. All right. So a lot of people usually tend to get greedy. They want to catch this whole move. It'd be nice to catch the whole move, but you don't really know how far it's going to go. Well, you can have your target areas. You can basically have zones as target areas. You can have all these places as target areas, but you don't really know if it's going to reach there or not. You don't know how far the news is going to take it. You don't even know if 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 the trade is going to work out. All right. So I usually like to be in and go out. That's get in, get out as quickly as possible, hit my targets, and I'm out. All right. That's usually how I trade. All right, so if you look at this on a 1 hour chart, you can basically see that this is a huge M formation that formed here off of the high of the previous week, right? Taking out liquidity at these highs to go for sales, right? And one thing about market manipulation is they usually tend to get you to buy before they sell, right? So if you notice, before they sold down here, up here, sorry, before they made this move down, what do you want? What's one thing that you can notice? If you notice something, you see that they gave you this huge green candle here, right? This aggressive green candle. Now, what happened before this huge move back down, right? What did they do before that? They did basically the same thing, right? They gave you these huge candles, right? Making you to think that, okay, this is velocity, this is momentum, whatever they call it. The price needs to continue up, right? This is basically called pump to dump, pump, pump to dump, right? So let's go over to the next trade, which is USD CHF. This one was actually cleaner than GBP USD. All right, this was very, very clean. So you can see out here the consolidation, the breakouts, the reversal, right? This is just on a larger structure. So this one, if you go to the 4 hour charts, this one is not really that choppy. This one is actually trending, right? So they were trending downwards. Let me just clear this out. They were trending to the downside, all right? And I know my strategy is a reversal strategy, usually reverses trends, right? So I'm not looking to even continue this trend. I know when the market is going to reverse due to the patterns that the market makers form, right? So you draw your trend line, people are looking for sales here. You can even say you can draw a support area here, people are looking for sales, all that, right? That's basic technicals. So looking at this, what I could see was, okay, I'm looking for the highs and the lows. Where is the low? This is a low here, right? And this is January 31st. Is there any other low that's lower than this that's still on January? Let's see. Okay, we have the lows of January down here. This is the lowest point of January, right? But this is the low of the week, of the previous week. Sorry, of this week. Sorry. This candle, this red line is confusing me a bit. So this red line indicates the start and end of each month, while this blue line here indicates the start and ending of each week, right? So this week started here. This week started here. So this is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. All right. So this is the low of the week down here, right? And then we basically have this consolidation that occurred here. Then price broke to the downside. Price broke to the downside and pulled away, came back to this low to retest it. So I was basically looking for price to come back to retest this zone. All right. So I drew my box at this low of the week here, waiting for price to come and retest the zone. So one thing you notice is the same pattern happening both on a macro scale and on a micro scale. So if you look at this pattern here, what can you see? We basically see this consolidation that occurred. Basically, see this consolidation here, right? And then price broke to the downside and give you this W formation and then reverse to the upside. This same pattern happened on the 15-minute chart. So if you go to the 15-minute chart, you can basically see the same thing. All right. So you can see here, if you draw your consolidation here like this, you can see price was consolidating inside this area, right? Price was basically consolidating inside here. And what happened? Price broke to the downside and then gave this W formation down here. If you clear everything out, just turn this to a line chart, you can see everything clearly, right? You can see this W formation that formed down here. So I was looking to buy this at this zone. So I basically just took sales at this area. I took sales here, exactly here, put my stop loss like down here. All right. That's where I put my stop loss. So I was also going for a 1 to 2 on this. I went for a 1 to 2. Stop loss was like down here. Take profit was a 1 to 2. So my take profit was basically just down here like this, not going for much. All right. So this took about 1 hour 30 minutes. Then you just took this back up. So you can see this same pattern consolidate, break to the downside, W formation, reverse. It's the same thing that happened on a larger scale. Consolidation here, broke to the downside, W formation, right? So the market gives you all these things. You just have to have the eyes on, actually train your eyes to see them. They usually happen every single day, every single week.
So if you guys want to learn the foundation of the strategy, how my Forex trading strategy works, simply click the video on your screen and to teach you just that. Peace.